to fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, eyesight, winning to die, cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like, and if they don't like the mood, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove, don't give a damn about the cash we're spending, with the time we got we choose, to play it on the go, to stay out on the run, we all high, wild and handsome, ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose, hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll, this is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove, don't give a damn about the cash we're spending, with the time we got we choose, to play it on the go, to stay out on the run, we all high, wild and handsome, ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose, hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. We can ride high, we can ride low, we can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst, we can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove, don't give a damn about the cash we're spending, with the time we got we choose, to play it on the go, to stay out on the run, we all high, wild and handsome, ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose, hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. Out on the dirt ovals we play, life in the bright lights with no shade. So letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, eyesight, winning to die, cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like, and if they don't like the mood, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove, don't give a damn about the cash we're spending, with the time we got we choose, to play it on the go, to stay out on the run, we all high, wild and handsome, ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose, hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll, this is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do.
What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Let me tell you about it. Oh my golly, you son of a bitches. You son of a bitches. You didn't even know. You didn't even know. Big mistakes here. Huge mistakes here on the channel. Oh my God, left and right. Oh my. Oh no. We got to address this. First of all, we have a lot of things to address. here on this opener. This may be the first or last time we get to actually set the mic up, the table, have some kind of background here on the channel for this Florida Speed Week. Now, Bristol or Bowman Gray. I mean, we had to go through Bristol. That's actually kind of where my tire blew out. This whole trip, the whole damn pothole, all these things. You know, this trip has been going one way and a damn another. It's kind of hard to figure out what we're actually doing. But this could be the first and last potentially place we have to set up our equipment and do an actual show. My first big apologies is that we have to correct on the show. The names scrolling on the bottom. We've been doing stuff all day. We've been dealing. We got these NASCAR people calling us out. We've been getting our training in. We've been working on our depth registration opticians. We forgot the glasses earlier today. We were squinting going down the road. Never going to do that again. But we've been busy. And we have not been, I just got to say, we have not had the time to change the scrolling names on the bottom. I know people are like, why does that even matter? I care. People join and support or join the channel or the Venmo, PayPal, and all that support, especially those with the whole pothole situation. McKenzieDiesel.com, he helped out a bunch of guys. Velocity USA, just a ton of people. And I forgot to put their names at the bottom scrolling, and I also forgot to put their logo at the top right of the screen. So I just noticed that as we went live, and I feel extremely horrible. Our last show, I do believe, was with Clyde Knipp. If you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. Outside of that one, we've been doing lives going up and down the road, live from Bowman Gray. And I know a lot of people have been bitching about Bowman Gray and the racing sucked and all this stuff. But, I mean, first of all, I've been to like 3-4 NASCAR races. When I go to them, my expectations are not high. And in my honest opinion, out of all the NASCAR races I've went to, it was probably the most exciting. I mean, yeah, they just went around the bottom and followed one another and bumped the guy here, bumped the guy there, and that was kind of some excitement. Moved him out of the groove. But, I mean, we go to these other NASCAR races, it's about the same. I mean, I personally enjoyed it because you were actually, it was a quarter-mile track. You were close in the vicinity of the racing action. You were right there. You know, the atmosphere, Bowman Gray Stadium, of course, blah, 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 the first, you know, NASCAR sanctioned place and all that. I thought it was fine. I mean, in comparison to the LA Coliseum race and all these people who continually bitch about the Budweiser shootout. Why can't you go back to Daytona and do it there, the Budweiser shootout, the pole winners from the year before, the traditional what this clash originated as? Here's my response to this, and this is why NASCAR's tried to do things that they have done. It's very simple why they've tried to do the things that they have done. And this, what I'm about to say, applies to everything outside of the Road America switching to Chicago. That, where I come from, we call that a hoodwink. I don't know if people know what that means, but that's what that was. Outside of that, this situation right here, my ninja, the reason they didn't, or they don't, or left the damn Daytona race, the reason they removed themselves from that Budweiser shootout and went to trying to find something else to do was because y'all stopped race or watching, paying attention, and coming to the damn race. You didn't give a damn about that Budweiser shootout. Now, I mean, I made this point in my live the other day, but it's kind of like that boyfriend or girlfriend that you had. You know, you had her, you had them, and, you know, you just kind of, you weren't always there in attention. You weren't always there like you should have been. And then when they leave and go do something else and try to do something else, You're bitching about it. Well, you weren't there. They moved that event around because the interest for the Budweiser shootout at Daytona was just garbage. It's your fault that it's not down there at Daytona every year. And that goes for every one of y'all bitching. Now, you can reference whatever reasoning under the sun as to why you're not, or you didn't, or why you tuned out, or why this XYZ, but you're the one to blame, sir. You're the one to blame. And honestly, it looks like your boyfriend or your girlfriend who left your ass is doing hellaciously better than they did when they were with you. Based on the attendance, based on the result, based on the build-up, based on the anticipation, based on the vibe, based on the hype. The last Budweiser shootout at Daytona, no comparison. No one even cared. Oh, when's the 500? Oh, when's qualifying? Oh, okay, I'll wait for that. Stuck up, stingy ass NASCAR fans. Let me say that, NASCAR fans. Of course, this is one of my first times, first time really to go to a NASCAR race alone. So I ended up talking to everybody and people. And I told them, I'm a dirt guy. And, the first night people wanted to know about High Limit, and it's about Kyle, and it's about this and that. I'm like, no, it's really about, in the dirt racing world, we got these streaming services. One's called Dirt Vision, one's called Flow Racing. And Flow Racing didn't have a premier sprint car series. They had this thing called the All-Stars, but they tried to use the All-Stars and Kyle Larson in his name to try to make something to the standard of a World of Outlaw sprint car series so that the Flow Racing platform had a relative competitive-based 410 sprint car series for the Dirt Vision streaming service, or against the Dirt Vision streaming service, because they already had one with the World of Outlaw late models and the Lucas Oil. Flow already had Lucas Oil late models, and that's why they wanted to have a sprint car division. I understand, and I was telling the person, I was like, I understand it's kind of mass behind this. Oh, giving back. Well, I've been hearing that for 30 damn years. Kyle Larson didn't buy a racetrack and put on $1 million races and increase purses and rejuvenate racetracks like Tony Stewart did. That's halfway giving. That's giving back if you want to follow a damn playbook. That's giving back. That ain't putting a hand in every damn cookie jar you can get and give back and win all the races and give back. That's not. But anyway, I didn't say all that. I'm just saying, when I hear that give back thing, it just, what? Did we not see what Tony Stewart did for the sport? Was that not an example of what giving, the standard of a NASCAR star from dirt giving back, what the standard of what that is actually is? I understand he had the All-Stars, but maybe Kyle needs a couple more years or something to get to the ability where he can buy racetracks and rejuvenate them and make them huge. I know he's trying to do something at Silver Dollar, but they're restricted over there maybe. I know they put some money into the SCCT series. I guess now it's going to be a minimum of $3,000 to win. Presented by shopkylelarson.com. Cookie jar. But anyway. Something I did notice the first night, the cookie jar was definitely being reached into by every person who wanted to drink. Funny enough, we ended up going into, I didn't plan on this being a recollection of the NASCAR experience that we had, but when we got there, we got our first tickets there Friday night, or Saturday night, and we had, I'm used to Friday, Saturday at dirt tracks. We got a Nick's burger. We videoed us eating the burger. It was smashed. Put that on TikTok. It got like a couple thousand, pretty good amount of views, reaching a good amount of people. The Nick's hamburger place was mad. You got to come to our place and check us out. We did that today. We got a follow-up video coming for that. But when we were sitting in the stands, there was these people just falling over. A whole group. It was like 20 people. And I was like, the one person or the girl that acted kind of normal, I was like, what's going on? Do y'all all know each other? Apparently it was everybody who works for the Reynolds Tobacco Company. And they have been drinking all day long. Anyways, there was this one girl, she was booty shaking on a guy, and then the other girls took the girl away. And then before the damn heat races even started, everybody had just left. So there was a big empty section there in turn one at Bowman Gray, and that's why. That's the backstory to the situation. On the way back, we had to wait about an hour. Parking was $50 a day. Did not see that coming. And you had to stand in a line waiting for a bus in about 40-degree weather. We waited for about an hour the first day. And there was like a crosswalk between the exit of the track to the fan zone where all the merchandise was on the outside of the track. So we were standing in line. This is probably the funniest moment of all weekend, then we'll get into our topics. We're standing in line waiting for the bus line, which was at least an 1/8 mile long, probably. And, 16th. We'll drop it down to the 16th of a mile. And there's like a crosswalk there, and there's police officers operating as crosswalking guards, and they're supposed to keep this area where fans cross clear at all times. No cars can come to a stop at any point, so that they could stop the cars so that people could cross safely. Car came to about a close stop, and that damn police officer lost his shit. I mean, hey, don't you just keep that shit going, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just obscenities. I mean, losing his mind. It was some reefer madness going on, if you know what I mean. And right after he did it, I mean, we were all standing there. My phone was dead, or I would have had video evidence of this. A guy was standing off to the side on the other end of the crosswalk, and he was right there in the center where the whole altercation happened. As far as like the lane, he was like in the middle on that side, and he yells at that fucking cop, slow down, motherfucker. He just yelling at him, like mocking the police officer. And the cop goes, what'd you just say to me? He said, I said, slow down. Can you say it any motherfucking louder? Oh, I mean, he went off at this cop. And he said, the cop said, well, why don't you come over here and tell me? Why don't you come over here and tell me what you got to say? And he says, oh no, sir. You can come talk to me if you want to. I mean, they're screaming this. The guy's like, come on over here. So he gets over there. He's like, oh, okay. And they just start going at it. This old dude, he had to be like 55, 60 years old. Long gray beard. Right as the cop got there, he fucking pulls out a cigarette and lights it. He's chugging a beer. They're going at it. And then the 3 other cops that were there working, they start coming over. And he's like, yeah, motherfuckers, you better come get your motherfucking boy. You better come get your boy. And everybody in the line is just standing, 50, 60, 70, 80s, not exactly. They're just standing there. We are all like fully entertained. This was like Jerry Springer meets NASCAR, and it was fucking on. I mean, that guy, he went off on all these cops, and I was like, it's kind of legal to say fuck you to a cop and all this, but it's kind of not legal to say all that when you're drunk, because there's this thing called public intoxication that pretty much every drunk person ever at all, period, who is outside, not in a house, if you're drunk outside anywhere, you technically can be charged with public intoxication. And when you piss off police officers when you're drunk, but you haven't done anything wrong, that's usually the one charge that comes up. So I was sitting there like, this is not good. They're going to get him for public intox. And then all of a sudden, here comes this police car, rolls on up. They had a few of them parked, but one came rolling up, kind of creeped on by, and they were still going at it. He's still over there chugging a beer while he's yelling at him, smoking a cigarette. And then eventually the cop just tells him, you need to get out of here. We got official work to do, I guess, or something. And the guy just takes off walking down the street. It did help me ignore how cold it was in the line when that did actually happen. It was very, very cold while we were waiting in line to get onto the bus. Hour long wait. Saturday, once again, was pretty cool. The wait wasn't as long. They had their buses in motion. And then, that's about the NASCAR wrap up. I guess we could get into the actual show. What's happening in the chat? Is people even talking in here? 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Daytona should have 3 races between November and March, affordable races, or it won't work because the cost of living in Florida is higher than the wages for the majority of NASCAR fans. Yeah, and I mean, the cost of living is only going to go up. I mean, especially if the federal tax goes away, especially if some of these things, the political angles that's going on, if the federal tax goes away, you're going to have an issue with state taxes, because before, it's just something that they're not pointing out right now. Before the federal tax came out, state taxes were unbelievably high. It was probably 10 times as much as they are now. So the federal tax kind of knocked that on down significantly when they introduced the federal tax. So it is kind of scary that, if they get rid of the federal IRS and all this stuff, the state taxes are, all these states that, oh, we don't have a state tax. You might want to think twice that there might be some taxes coming your way if that federal tax goes. Because then you'll have to pay for protection and all that for the military. There's so many things that federal tax has to do with. But regardless, we do have some show topics to talk about. We have this beautiful thing right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. This is the image. Playing a suited pair, partnering with Velocity for 2025. As you may see here, ladies and gentlemen, these are some very nice. We went to Velocity USA. They're home based here in Winston-Salem. And we went by their office here in North Carolina. Dude, that matte gray was nice, and they got the little holder for the one things I like about these amp helmets, even though I've heard, some people don't like the comfortability. Apparently, the newer versions, the last 2 years, they've been extremely comparable to your Bells and Simpsons as far as comfortable wearing wise. But I've always enjoyed that little holder and the interior microphone in the helmets from Velocita with the Zamp. You put your little receiver in there, plug it in, and it has speakers in the damn helmet. You don't even have to, put on your headphones deals and make sure you get the nice, set that molds to your ears that are like $500 or whatever, and then go through your suit and all this stuff, and then plug it into the receiver on your belt or something like that. Something I've always admired and liked about these helmets is you just put the receiver in the clip there. You just plug it in, and speakers inside the helmet. I've always thought that was nice. The shoes at Velocita, I've always thought their designs were pretty badass. I mean, look at that old school flat look right there, the old flat bottom look. You even got some pink. I like that they had some merchandise past everything but tech. But yeah, there's their full lineup, their showroom they got here in North Carolina. And there's a lot of different styles here. This is the new version of a suit, new ultra lightweight materials, things of the sort. The pricing's very comparable. We could go to the other websites and price them out, but it's several $100s cheaper from what I've looked up. They even got examples of how things look. There's some more. The shoe designs are what's badass to me. These shoe designs at Velocita are potentially the best looking shoes I've ever seen out there. Look at the pinks. Look at the custom. You could even get custom embroidered shoes. But yeah, just a variety. That is a matte finished based design there. You could really tell the difference between the mattes and the gloss finish. There's another matte finish on the design. Looked really clean, really nice. But yeah, regardless, we did a thing, ladies and gentlemen. We actually did do a thing with Velocita. We got trained. We got trained. We got technically certified to begin selling Velocita suits, ladies and gentlemen. We have one right here. This is my example suit that we'll be carrying around the country now. And wherever I go, I'm certified to measure, take the order, take the customization options that you want, and produce a badass brand new racing suit. Now, the only issue with Velocita, and let me show you something that this is an issue that I address because we've been very big about fire safety on the show here, and it's obviously something that I care about. Now, this suit right behind me, it is their team racing suit, and it has several features on this suit that makes it just awesome. I mean, the suits, the features that come with them, they're just next level as far as everything that can be applied to it. It could be a one piece or a two piece with this $799 suit. One piece or a two piece. You see the options up here, but we could check that out for you however you need. No setup fees. Embroidery of chest logo, a logo on each forearm, and a name on the belt. This is kind of the value or item of the list with the nice embroidery that is available. It's not unlimited embroidery. We will show you that here in just a second. They got the 360 radio arms, the back gusset, box quilting, SFI 5 certified. So the one thing that I had to address is, you see, the issue for me at least is it says 2-layer suit. Okay, 2-layer is fine. I mean, you go to some of these other places, I think, K1's base. I mean, I could check that out real quick. I don't know for a fact, but I think K1. Let me see here, because that's what most people hear about. K1, Simpson, but see, you go to auto racing suits for K1. Yeah, they're in the $14.99 for the 2-layer, $15.99 for the premium. And this is for custom, so you got to pay an additional design fee if you want them designed, blah, 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 blah. I don't know for a fact. Hold on. Sizing and unlimited embroidery. So that's unlimited. So, but I was looking at their suits earlier, and I was trying to see, yes. So I was trying to see what's the 2-layer and 3-layer on their website. So $11.99 for a 3-layer, just base suit. This is not custom. This is straight up a base design, colors. $11.99 for a 3-layer, and the 2-layer here, it looks like it is a same thing, $759.99. So Velocita's 2-layer here, $7.99 with the embroidery. Once again, with the embroidery, chest logo on each forearm, and a name across the belt. And they have plenty of different design features, different setups, and everything at a 2-layer. I don't like that. The sprint car guys, the open wheel world that I know, we don't like that, especially with the situation. So we got the deal done. Everything for you open wheel sprint car guys that the Chaz is going to be able to produce or do a deal with you. We are going to be able to offer the same gig right here, same situation, the embroidery, everything at a 3-layer suit, an additional layer for the 3-layer suit for only $50 more. So we're talking about a custom 3-layer suit for $849, ladies and gentlemen. And that's on the limited one. This is the limited one, or the team version, they're calling it. As you can see here, they got different levels. A sportsman level, a team level. Sportsman level has got a little less offerings there. And the unlimited, of course, the unlimited is unlimited embroidery, spaces everywhere, back gussets, custom artwork. I mean, everything you need. And they even got the boot cuffs and everything, the stirrups, the rings on the arms, everything like that. And once again, this is their 2-layer price for full customization, $11.99. Still 2-layer though, not anymore. 3-layer, $12.49 through the Chaz. 3-layer, fully customized embroidery based suit for $50 more than the 2-layer. So I'm very proud to hear that we're going to be able to offer that. Fire safety and everything that is very important to me. I couldn't feel like it was fine to sit here and sell a 2-layer suit to sprint car drivers. That's just me. So there is going to be a 3-layer. Obviously, Velocita works mainly in a lot of the fendered world. But obviously, Bobby Pierce is one of their drivers. A couple other guys in the fender world, very prominent names, are under the Velocita name brand. The fender world mainly. But if we're gonna branch off here and try to do some stuff in the open wheel world, we got to have 3-layer on the suit. And honestly, guys, fully customized suit, 3-layer for the $1249. I don't think you could beat that price anywhere. I just don't think you could get it. And obviously, everybody wants to know about customization. They have unlimited customizational options. This is a gallery that we can send you to make sure you get the style that you do want on at Velocita's website. There's just a ton of them, and these colors can be swapped, split across, however you need it to match your logo, your scheme, your car, whatever is needed. I really like that one, actually, that 18. That one looks clean. I could see something right there. But once again, mix all these up. Oh, look at that. That 31 looks clean, actually. I do like that 31. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you could reach out to me. We could get this deal done. 3-layer, unlimited, customized SFI 5 suits, $1249 through the Chaz and Velocita. And that's going to be the situation this year. Obviously, we have Deathridge with the glasses. We got Velocita with the suits. All we need is a chassis. And hell, I could get out there and win a race or two. Just ask my sponsors to give me one. I'm just saying. But I'm really impressed with their shoes, man. These shoes they got. Hold on. They got some shoes, bro. Doesn't look like they have as many as that was on display on the website, but we showed you the pictures. They are clean. Obviously, a lot of people love the checkered logo style, but they're clean. I enjoy what I saw today in the shop. Once again, if you weren't here earlier, we did visit over there with Brad today. Justin actually was the trainer, one of their in-house assistants, and we checked out what they got. So that's kind of what your pro with your logos, the unlimited version is going to look like. But the additional 3rd layer for just $50 more for you open wheel sprint car guys. Obviously, you can get another example of what the pro looks like. And I'll have the one that I have behind me on me at all times. So if I'm at your local track and you're interested in getting hooked up with some Velocity gear, just let me know. Dude, these shoes, I like that. What do they call that? A mechanical camo? I think that's called mechanical camo, right? Or digital camo? Digital camo, bro. Look at who's a Cincinnati Bengals fan from Ohio? Bro, those are clean, even though they're pink. And then, once again, we even got the custom shoe option. Dude, custom shoes. And I'm telling you, those matte helmets. I mean, it's hard to tell what I mean by matte helmets, but obviously you see the gloss on this helmet. Still nice. I mean, no hating the straight up gloss. No hating the straight up gloss. But, bro, those matte helmets, the matte finish on with the design, actually. I like the designed matte helmets. That is just clean to me. That is just clean. And then once again, you got that slot there on the side of the helmet for your receiver. You also have dust guards. There's guards under the neck. You see the guard over the nose to keep all the dust out. These are, Brad's did a really good job at kind of tailoring these products at Velocita for the local racer. And one of his big markets is the local dirt track racer. He's not, worried about Max Verstappen, or something like that. He's not worried about those guys. He's worried about y'all. And y'all worry about dust. Y'all worry about, where to put your receiver and how to plug it in, and how to keep the damn, because I've raced too, how to keep the damn earbuds in your ear. Dude, when I saw that, I felt bad, honestly. And I hate to. Do we come back? Okay, we're back. We're talking about it too much. I know, we're talking about it too much. But reactions here in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I got to hear about this. Reactions in the chat. Good show. Show over. What are you talking about? I was a NASCAR fan. What are y'all still in here just talking crap? Make sure, Chaz, don't try to measure the inside of your leg. There is one measurement that I would suggest you do yourself. But we can do it. I just would suggest that you at least grab the mark that needs to be grabbed. I think Dirt Tracker is selling Nomex lingerie for the smoking hot wives of these drivers. I'm not sure if you can compete with that or the Jordan Swindell Snapchat situation. What are you talking about? What's a custom suit cost? Well, like the one behind me, that's the most budgeted one. This custom suit that you see behind me with the pro, the look, the name on the belt. I mean, it's got. I mean, I could do the whole rundown of what it's all got, but that one right there is $849 for the 3-layer. For the 3-layer, the 2-layer as it is $799. So Carpenter is in Velocita suits, I believe. Yes, Carpenter is in Velocita suits. Bobby Pierce is in Velocita suits. So there are some prominent guys in the fendered world. Like, and most fendered people, they just need a 2-layer. They have a proper fueling system. They have, even though you had your situation with Brian Shirley, the driver was still contained in a firewall cockpitted area, and the gas tank was on the other side of the damn car. You know, those late models and modifieds and stock cars, they're not sitting in front of a bomb or in front of the combustible engine and with a big giant gas tank, or a bomb in front of them and a gas tank behind them. They're not doing that. So 2-layers perfectly fine in their industry. But when you're a damn kamikaze, a sprint car driver, and you got a damn 900 horsepower ticking time bomb, and then a big old 30 gallons of fuel to make sure everything just goes blah. I mean, that's just crazy. $849 with all the custom embroidery of your personal sponsors, or just a blank suit? No. This isn't K1. I mean, I'm just joking. Although we did look at the 2-layer suit. I think it's about the same price from K1. We can go back to the websites. Yeah, the 2-layer suit with nothing on it, just like this from K1, is $759.99. That's 2-layer. And then if you want to jump it up to 3, let's check this other one. $699. Is this a 2-layer as well? Yeah, only a 2-layer. $699. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like $699, $799, and $11.99. This is the 3-layer. This is the 3-layer. That's blank, guys, from K1. $11.99.99. Over at Velocita, though, go to these suits, custom racing gear, adult suits. The one you're looking at behind me right here, the team racing suit, $7.99. And through the situation here with Brad, $50 more for the 3-layer. So we're talking about $849, ladies and gentlemen. $849 for the team racing version of a suit, 3-layer, and then the $11.99, so $12.49 for the unlimited customization, the unlimited suit. The only difference here is with this team version, where it shows team, it shows you the restrictions right here of what you get for this $849 price. You get a full chest logo of whatever your logo is, and you get a logo on your forearms on both sides and the name on the belt. You can kind of see it on that suit over there, but I'm just leaving it in the background. But that's what you get for the $849. That is what you get for the $849. And then the cool thing about that is not only are you getting a nice setup and everything like that, but then you also can get the crew shirts to match. Let's see here. They got custom crew shirts, and these things are badass. I may even actually end up buying some of these from Velocita. You got the custom crew shirts right here for $50 a pop, which if you want to look all badass and attract some sponsors, I mean, you got custom crew hoodies as well that are fully sublaminated and wrap around and everything like that for a certain price. But I like the crew shirts. I mean, those are badass. So, I mean, you're getting them at a hell of a price, the custom suits to begin with. We just showed you what a blank suit is. And then you do have this sportsman version. It is not the best as far as a lining suit. It doesn't have the back gusset. There's some things, well, it does have the back gusset, but it does have some things that are just not as Not as trim, not as fly, not as beautiful. You don't get the fully customization. You get one chest logo or sponsor, and that is it on this Sportsman. That's it. You don't get the arm, you don't get the name. So for just a couple, $200 more, you get a lot more customization for that $7.99 price. Being able to put in all the things you necessarily need, and now with the Chaz, $849 for the additional layer. So a 3-layer, pretty customized suit for $849. I don't know how you could beat that. And we're showing you the other prices of the retailers. And if you really want to go big boy, $1249 for unlimited logos. When we say unlimited logos, it ain't just the chest and 2 sides. It's everywhere. You could put logos wherever the hell you want, as much as you want. There's an example. So that would be an example of the fully customized logos. There's logos on the boots, logos on your thigh, logos down the arms, logos on the chest, at the top of each shoulder, collarbone area, below the collar, off to the side, name on it. So that's what we mean as far as like the unlimited version of a suit versus just like your base, as they call it, the team suit, where you just get a logo, 2 on the arm, and a name, custom. When you get to the unlimited, it's whatever your mind can make up, technically. So that's kind of the difference there between the unlimited and the team version. But anyways, that's what we're doing here. Let's see what the chat is saying. Chat is probably reacting very negatively. That's all you white people do is act negatively. I still like my 3-layer Nomax. It is just a little safer. Velocita looks to be quality stuff. My last few fire suits have an impact. You still in North Carolina? Yes, we are. We plan to go to Volusia tomorrow, or go to Ocala tomorrow. Maybe we are going to Volusia. Maybe we're not going to Ocala tomorrow. I feel like every time I want to, I'm going to say where I'm going to go, I say Volusia every time. Like anytime I think I'm going to say Hendry County because it's the king of 360s this week, or anytime I'm going to say Ocala or anything like that, I just feel like every time I talk about going anywhere, Volusia just rolls off the tongue. Like there's no option for me to say any other naturally when I'm just speaking, there's no way for me to say any other place but Volusia. And I don't know if that's a sign from God. They can tap into us and kind of, mix up our frequencies and kind of puppet us a little bit with electronical waves. They can puppet us. It's kind of creepy to experience, but and I feel like that's what's happening. And if I don't listen to that, it could be bad for me. But I don't know. Great show, Chaz, watching from OZ. So we do have some actual topics outside of us announcing. Does Broke Joe sell fire suits? I don't think he does, but we do now here on the channel. That's what I wanted to say. We do sell the fire suit. Do you want me to pull it up? I'm not pulling it up. There's an example of the team version, $849, logo on the front like you see there, name across the bottom, logos on the arms, $849, 3 layers, guys, 3 layers by request, boot cuffs, foot stirs. So there's actually like a band down there that will loop underneath your socks to go into the actual shoe, so that your inner layer goes into the boot and your exterior layers go around the boot. So there's actual loops. They call them foot stirrups and boot cuffs. So the stirrup goes around your foot into the shoe. So that way it drives it all the way into the shoe. You stay protected from any potential fire hazard. And then you have the boot cuff that goes around the boot. So I like that a lot. I really like how there's a lot of value in these suits. Regardless, there's some other news. It is late model news. There's great energy here in Florida. I believe it. I believe it, guys. And for some reason, for Volusia, it does seem like all the energy is Volusia this year. With East Bay gone, Ocala's just not getting that same. I'm not feeling the buzz of Ocala. Is anybody out there feeling the buzz of Ocala? We can't wait to get there. Is anyone saying this? Like, is that happening? Like, I haven't heard it if it is. Is the buzz of Ocala actually happening? I'm not seeing it, guys. I mean, I'm not saying Ocala won't be good. I think it will be, but there's not the same buzz as there was for Volusia. There's just not. You know. Hold on, let's see if we can get a nicer angle. We can keep the suit in there, keep me in there. Oh yeah, there we go. There's just not the same buzz that I've experienced with East Bay that there is happening with Ocala. It just seems like you can go to Volusia, stay in one area, one region, and just have a great time. Speaking of races and events and things that have came and gone, we did want to talk about this subject. Scott Bloomquist. Oh no. Oh, we got to fix that ASAP. Oh no. Anybody watching that? Oh God. I feel disgustingly embarrassed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Hold on. Hold on. We gotta go back to the suits. Go back to the suits. I can't believe that just happened, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. That's worse than that caller saying that Scott is still alive. That was so horrible of me. I'm sorry. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Bloomquist. There you go. Scheduling conflict turns into prediction. Now, what am I talking about here? Well, there was an issue. There is the creation of the Scott Bloomquist Memorial that has happened, but there was a scheduling conflict. The Scott Bloomquist Memorial was to be held at Tennessee's Volunteer Speedway on September 11th, and Flow Racing's Night in America scheduled a race on the same day without knowing. Honestly, and they did it at I-75, a race that a lot of people are wanting to go. But honestly, how do you do that if you're as big of late model people as Rigsby and Shelton? I get it. It does sound like an honest mistake what happened here with Flo scheduling on top of the Scott Bloomquist Memorial. But it doesn't make sense. Like, how? How does that happen? These guys are late model Scott Bloomquist. I mean, Michael Rigsby probably has like a thing he goes and prays to at night to Scott. You know, I mean, he's a god in the late model world. I'm not making fun of Rigsby. There's probably fucking 100 people that do that. And rightfully so. You know, Scott, I said this on the show the other day, Scott Bloomquist was the Jeff Gordon for the late model industry. You know, our sprint car culture was changed, was molded by Jeff Gordon. And I would say Cole Trickle because movies influenced the masses. Nobody really wanted an orange Toyota Supra and a black Dodge Charger with a motor sticking out of it until Fast and the Furious came out, and then everybody wanted one of those cars. Nobody really wanted a Trans Am that was black with the gold eagle on the hood until Smokey and the Bandit came out, and then everybody wanted one. Nobody really ever wanted to go from, sprint car racing to NASCAR and that's their career path until Cole Trickle did it. And now everybody wanted to. Well, and once again, Jeff Gordon. Of course, Cole Trickle was supposed to emulate Tim Richmond, but Tim Richmond's from Ohio. He raced Indy cars and stock cars and all kinds of stuff. But Cole was a sprint car driver from California. Didn't have enough funding to go to Indy and ended up having to go to NASCAR, racing for a car dealership owner. And that movie came out in 1990. Jeff Gordon, 1994, all of a sudden, here comes a guy from California, sprint car driver, wants to go to Indy, don't have the funding, ends up going and racing in NASCAR for a car dealer owner. So regardless, whether you want to say Cole or Jeff Gordon, that era of 5 years old in a go-kart, 14 to 16 in a sprint car, and 20 in cup started there. That's when it changed. You were no longer the cool icon of the sprint car racing industry by going out there and winning World of Outlaw events and championships and King's Royals. Jeff Gordon is bigger than you. Tony Stewart is bigger than you. Casey Kane is bigger than you. And now Kyle Larson. So these are, that's why I call them all cold trickles. I guess you could all call them Jeff Gordons. But the culture of the winged, in particular, sprint car notion, I mean, obviously, Tony Stewart maybe gets a pass because he was a non-wing guy. But the winged sprint car path to stardom changed in that moment of history in our sport of open wheel sprint car, winged sprint car racing in particular. USAC guys, non-wing guys, they always wanted to, go to Indy and all that. But wing guys, it was something kind of new. Once again, Kinzer made more money racing at Eldora at the Kings Royal, $50,000, than Dell Sr. did at Talladega. He made $47,000. $47,500 is what it paid to win the 1984 Talladega 500. Paid $50,000 to win the Kings Royal at Eldora. So that used to be an iconic thing, And the reason I say Scott Bloomquist was late model racing's Jeff Gordon is because he became the cultural icon that the society wanted to emulate. Just like I said, the Jeff Gordon, the Coach Trickle, became the icon that the society of wing sprint car racing wanted to emulate. That's where the star got to the top. And if you could do that, you made it in the wing sprint car industry. If you were a wing sprint car guy ever since then, you're somebody who wishes you could have made it. I could have got my shot one day. I could have made it one day. What are you talking about? You made it. But because of that cultural shift with Gordon, they don't see it that way. But because of the cultural shift with Scott Bloomquist, luckily for you dirt late model people, if you want to be a cultural icon, your society in super late model racing wanted to be this guy. And funny enough, he does look like Tom Cruise, especially in the picture to the right. But he protected y'all's industry. Jeff Purvis failed. And he had his issues when Jeff Purvis was having his issues too. I think that could have been a setup. But Scott Bloomquist blocked that cultural shift because he was such a damn badass. Because he was doing some iconic things on that dirt track that Jeff Purvis just didn't do on the asphalt. And so y'all's stardom, y'all's cultural icon did not shift. In today's society, who would be the cooler motherfucker walking through the pitting area? Tyler Walker or Bobby Pierce or RTJ or Davenport or any of y'all's guys? I've seen, like I said this before, I've seen Kyle Larson's t-shirt trailer next to Jonathan Davenport's at Eldora at a late model race. Davenport has the line around the block, and there's a couple people at Kyle's. But I've also seen Kyle Larson's trailer next to Donnie Schatz and David Gravels at a sprint car race. And the line for Kyle's around the block and out the door. And there's like 5 or 10 people at Gravel and Shots. So that tells you the societal icon. So y'all are protected. This guy right here, and maybe y'all ain't noticing it, this was y'all's Jeff Gordon. And the super late model sport has its money put into late model cars, late model teams, trying to give a good driver a shot, a RTJ a shot. You come up, you run modifieds real good, and you kick ass here or there, you're going to get a shot in a super. You're Ethan Dotson, you're coming up, you're getting a shot. You're Ryan Gustin, USMTS, you get a shot. That would be like a guy doing good in 305s and 360s and getting shots in 410s. But there's more car owners in super late model racing because the money of super late model racing is being invested into being Scott Bloomquist. The money in super late model racing, the societal economic situation, is being invested into supporting, into becoming, into trying to be the societal icon, whether that's the car owner of it or the driver. So y'all's money in the fender world Y'all haven't been spending $300,000 on Keith or on midget renter rides. I don't even want to disrespect Keith because he's worked his way to where he's at, but that's what happened. It's what happened. Y'all ain't in that. Y'all's money for years and years, as long as this has been going on, y'all's investors into the sport to become cool haven't been to give a bunch of kids some money to go try out asphalt racing and try to become something. You notice a lot of the money in the sport goes into investing in these 14 to 16-year-old kids, and if they just get left over at 20 or 22, maybe we'll find them something, but let's find the next kid coming up. It's all about these little boys and girls coming up, which is honestly the creepier part of the scenario, to be honest. But super late model racing don't operate that way. Y'all took all y'all's $300,000 and all y'all's money, and y'all have bought super late model operations. Y'all's economy has been about trying to be this guy. That's where y'all's money has been invested into doing. So the importance of what Scott Bloomquist was in a very crucial 90s pop culture era, which probably was the biggest pop culture era of all time. It was the first time really where babies since birth could be put in front of a television screen or a movie theater screen since birth, the late 80s, mid 80s to mid 90s. Pop culture icons were all created throughout in that time period, the biggest of all time, most would say. I mean, maybe say Elvis or something like that, but that was all radio based, you know. It's about what you can be raised in. And in that raised in era of our human society, that guy became the Tom Cruise. That guy was the Jeff Gordon for the super late model industry. And that is why, in my opinion, y'all's fans are so passionate. Your money is invested in the right places. And your drivers are receiving Kyle Larson status for simply being a Steve Kinzer or a Sammy or a Jack Hoddenchild. Well, we're over here still kind of living on that era, you know. But this guy did all that for y'all. He saved y'all's. He was the hero of the industry. No matter how his attitude was, this, that, or the other, what you could call it, what you could say about it. This guy right here protected y'all's society from outside influences. I wish we could have been a little smarter in the sprint car racing industry. Or we could have 120 well-funded teams and our guys coming up in the lower ranks of 305s and 360s and all that would be getting 410 shots left and right. You know, we'd have a full, we wouldn't be struggling to get, you know, a couple cars together for national tours and all that. You know, High Limit wouldn't have to worry about Kyle showing up to get a big crowd because the drivers on the track would be iconic, like the super late model drivers are to the super late model fan and society. That's because of Scott Bloomquist. Anyways, once again, Tennessee's I-75 had a scheduled date on 9/11, by the way. Interesting date. 9/11, 2025, 24 years after the tragic events in New York. Oh, God. I don't want to start adding numbers. Jeff Gordon, oh, God. But anyways, Flow Racing Night of America event was scheduled on the same date at I-75. They talked to both of the promoters here. It says Ray Cook, who promotes I-75, and Vic Hill, who promotes Volunteer Speedway. And they collectively made the decision to move the Flow Racing Night in America race to Volunteer. So that is going to be the situation. The originally scheduled event, the Tar Heel 53 at I-75, on September 11th, has been rescheduled to October 25th, and will pay $10,053 to win. as a Coltman Farms Racing Southern All-Star Series event. The first night of the Flow Racing Night in America, I may have to attend this, haven't ever been to this track, will be May 6th at LaSalle. Yes, the track that has come back. LaSalle Speedway with the quarter-mile oval hosting races for the first time since 2021. So that's the situation there. Let's see if we can check the chat. Anybody got some rebuttal to my Scott Bloomquist rant? Good evening, Chaz. Shout out to the Donut Spare for getting it done. Yes, we try. Preach it, Chaz. Scott Bloomquist, Dirt Track Dominator, Dirty Dozen, Team Zero, Dirt Track Icon, the GOAT, still a hero, still is the greatest. You're right. I did make it. Thanks, Chaz. I don't hear this enough. Tony was an IndyCar champion who left for NASCAR. It was a bigger hit to open wheel than Gordon. Well, Jeff Gordon technically ignored dirt track racing once he went to NASCAR. He turned his back on it. Tony Stewart acknowledged dirt track racing, went back and gave. I think that's one of the main reasons Tony was so much more popular than Jeff Gordon in the dirt world is Jeff Gordon just ignored the dirt track world until recently, all of a sudden. But he turned his back on the dirt track world, didn't give it no attention, and I think it was to build that icon. It was to show the people to come with him or to emulate his iconic role in the winged sprint car racing industry in particular, that this is how you do it. Tony is a little bit different, obviously, non-wing predominantly, more so AJ Foyt style, and those type of people did that all the time. The winged sprint car driver, though, I'd say 1978 to 1988, winged sprint car racing developed into being its own thing with its own stars and own stardom and own iconic roles. Sammy, Steve, Wolfgang, Hodenschild, go down the list. I mean, I think Hodenschild didn't come along until a little bit more, but I'm just saying the winged sprint car industry is a little different than the non-wing. First time caller, how was the NASCAR race? We did talk about it earlier. We did do about 15 minutes talking about it. I kind of don't want to spend 15 more. No disrespect, Kansas City, John, but it was good. It was fine. I thought it was better than people are giving it credit for online currently. We might be doing live callers here in just a minute, so y'all go ahead and be ready to potentially call in. Stewart's cars for the Prelude were kept by Steve Barnett, who Tony also owned the cars that Barnett drove. I don't like the Prelude to the Dream, personally. To me, it was a Special Olympics. And what I mean by that is people who really ain't that good. It would have been an E or F main fumbling around the track in our cars. Yeah, a few guys could drive them. But if you won that race, you really weren't competing against high-profile dirt racers. And at the same time, if you won that race, for some reason, everybody in the dirt and public world viewed it as like you could beat all of our dirt track stars. So I personally did not like the Prelude to the Dream. But I will say that was one of the last times I saw dirt late models outside of CNN's documentary with Scott Bloomquist, like a highlight on ESPN Sports Center. And they were like, oh, my God, it's like Tokyo Drift. And they showed the one that Jeff Gordon won. So they were calling dirt late models on ESPN Tokyo Drift. They'd never seen it before. They're like, wow, this is cool. And see, I think that would happen a lot more if we would expose our sport to newer people. Like when I showed it to people at the hotels and everywhere I've been going, they were shocked at, wow, that looks cool. That looks awesome. It's just like why this sport lost its edge in promotion and trying to attract new people and just trying to slum down to the people who are involved in it is odd to me. We should be using a little bit of some NASCAR tactics, I think, in that element and trying to bring in new people to the sport. Regardless, let's go into this final topic, and this is going to be the one that everyone is going to want to talk about. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The flying billboards. 2025 paint schemes. Yeah, I see the comments. Don't need new people. Yeah, well, that's somebody who don't understand economics of racing or business or anything like that. That's just ridiculous to say. We don't need new people. If you want to go out there with your hoods and everything and continue to be life like that, I don't know, but I'm not a hermit. So anyway, the World of Outlaws obviously going to be starting up this week at Volusia. starting Wednesday night. I probably will be there. It just seems like God is continuously pushing me to go to Volusia. Maybe I'm going to get my ass whooped by the Crawleys or somebody. Maybe Zach Hampton's mad at me for talking about him wrecking a lot, or I don't know. I don't know who could be mad at me. But there was some new paint schemes that came out. We're going to go over all of them. And, of course, Donnie Schatz is, of course, last year we apparently made everyone at TSR or a good amount of people very mad with our critique of the Donnie Schatz 2024 paint scheme. I still stand firm. I was like, what the hell is this? I thought a kid put it together. But there are developments, and we have it looks like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 cars we're going to look at between the World of Outlaws and some high limit schemes as well. Let's look at the first one we got on the docket to review. I honestly don't know which one this is. I kind of blinded it. I want it to be a surprise. Oh, no. The 2C car by Cole Macedo. We kind of already saw this with ASCS. I mean, I guess obviously they got a spot for a sponsor. If there was a cool-looking sponsor that could go with the paint scheme right there, this would look way better, I would assume. A car never looks nice with just empty blank panels sometimes, especially when you're trying to have an intricate design like this one does. Obviously, you see 2C Racing down the side of the car. You see a blank side panel on the front wing, a blank area on the top wing, and it's just even a blank area on the inside of the wing panel on the left wing panel. So if it had some more sponsors on it to fill in these gaps, I think you could have a decent looking car. But just being plain like that, it's kind of hard to judge. I mean, not good, not bad. It's just missing something. Literally. And that's why we need new people in the sport, because that's what new people could bring. Let's go to the next one. Bill Baylogs. We saw this one a couple weeks ago. We are getting to the new ones that were here recently released. I didn't mind this one. It is kind of the same. I do like the gold shimmer and the number. Obviously, once again, another issue here. If there was a sponsor on this car, in that white area, that white gap, it would look better. But when you got these blank spots on these cars, once again, another reason we need new people in the sport, needs to be promoted. It just doesn't look great. I mean, if we talk about the side of the wing looks awesome. The side of the car is white. We need sponsors. Sport needs sponsors. Am I going to have to be a guy to take over the marketing for these people? Who's doing it for them? Who's shopping Bill Baylog? Such a badass nickname, the North Pole Nightmare. I mean, why? Oh, wait, the money in the sport's being put into kids going to asphalt racing. Oh, okay. Next, we have the Husits. Oh, I didn't know this one was coming. David Gravel's number 2 machine. Very similar to last year. I'm sure there's subtle changes. I'm not really seeing them, but it's a general decent-looking car. Looks professional, looks sleek, looks simple in a way, but with the nice fluorescent spikes to add that pop. Nice car. It's just a nice car. Is it new? Yeah. Is it really new and different? No. It's about the same. But it's still a nice car. Let's see what we got next. Oh, no. Oh, my God. The crayons come out. The crayons have come out. Obviously, this is Garrett Williamson's machine. I personally, out of some of these other cars we're about to look at, oh my God, we got a car coming up that I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But this one, not bad. I mean, it's really not that bad. Colors pop. The number pops. We're going to talk about that with another car coming up. Being able to identify the number of your car, because the number is your brand. That's who people identify you as. If you want to build a career in sprint car racing, my advice would be to choose one number and stay with that number for the rest of your career. Donnie Schatz is a 15. Pretty much looks like that 15 almost his whole career. I know it's been a while. He's had the other style with the family-owned car, but it's a 15. That's it. Brian Brown's a 21. Sammy Swindell's a number 1. Steve Kinser's an 11. As much as Jack Hodenshaw drove other cars, he's a 22. Dale Earnhardt Sr., he's a 3. Jeff Gordon's a 24. Rusty Wallace is a 2. This is how you do it. Okay, this is marketing. I don't care who the hell these people are and what they're paying you or how much you're renting these cars for, and if the owner wants a number and I'm out, your brand needs to be more important. Fuck that car. So Garrett Williamson hopefully is planning to be 23 for the rest of his career. Obviously, some of these car owners want the brand, but the driver is the number. I mean, that's the only identification with the driver. Maybe some car owners need to be a little more chillax with that. Obviously, we're going to talk about some other cars that don't give a damn what brand you're trying to build. But it's very important. It's very important for the fandom as well of the sport to be able to identify a driver with a number. It just confuses people. But I think it's a very intricate part and intricate need for drivers to stay with one number. And even for, like I said, the sport overall, one number overall for each driver is the identity that the sport needs to be able to connect the fan with the driver and stay with them and stay going. But Garrett Williamson, nice looking car, pops, number stands out. Good contrast between the number, the car, the yellow and blue. Obviously, always has gone together. Nice neutral rainbow stripe look, kind of colors there. Not bad. I mean, 8 out of 10. I mean, 10 out of 10, honestly. It's not the best in the world. It's not the worst in the world. I personally like the color combo, so I would say 8 to 10 out of 10. Nice car. Let's look at the next one. Oh, my. Oh, my. This one's been getting some attention online. This Horizon Whiskey. Horizon Whiskey, Brenham Crouch in the CJB number 5, the most controversial driver hire of the offseason, simply because of the Peck scenario, and it went back and forth, and it fortunately or unfortunately looked like Crouch took Peck's ride with financial ability. But I don't know. The jury's still out on Brenham Crouch on how good he's going to be. We'll see. This opportunity it's a big step. IRA is good. I know Crouch did okay, but he got his ass handed to him in high limit most of the time. Could qualify well, which qualifying is huge. The car's not bad. I like the gold. I'd like to see if in the sun it's a matte gold or a semi-gloss gold, or it obviously isn't a fully reflective gold, but it would be interesting to see if it is a matte gold. But regardless, nice scheme, simple. It's got sponsors on it, so that also makes it look nice. You don't have these big, if it was just a black gap down the side of the car or on the side of the wing, or even on the nose wing, it would lose its scheme. It would lose its look. So due to those factors, I'd say it's good. I'd say it's a good paint scheme. And once again, jury's still out on Crouch, and he's definitely fighting an uphill battle with the race fans after the whole Peck situation and this ride going to him. So we'll see what happens. Sheldon Hodenshaw, I mean, if something's changed, can someone tell me? Should it have changed? Could it have changed? I don't know. Maybe reverse the number, go to a white number with a black outline. I don't know. But it looks fine. Its old paint scheme is fine. If this is the old one, maybe a line change, maybe right there behind the NOS, the line kind of kinks a little different. Looks fine, though. And Sheldon's one of those guys who has stayed with that 17. He has understood the marketing aspect of keeping a number. I think he even has Team 17 gear where it's just literally the number and how it's shaped and the font and how it looks. So really smart in the marketing aspect of understanding the identity of a number with a driver, how important that is to build an iconic vehicle and driver. So it is what it is. Not really new, not really old, nice looking. 6 out of 10 for no newness, but really it's an 8 out of 10 scheme. So it's fine. Logan Schuchart. Now, this is a special Volusia paint scheme, the Federated Auto Parts car. I believe last year they had fluorescent orange, or it matched the orange in the auto parts back there for the number. But this year, kind of just going with white. Makes it a little simplistic. I know some people were like, I just can't stand those bright numbers. Well, your worries have been met here. But it does look nice, looks clean. Once again, sponsorship placement all over the car. Really fills in the gaps. Nothing looks like it's missing. Like, think about if that Federated Auto Parts was just not there on the top wing. It would just be like this blue blob with the orange stripe going down the side. I mean, how good would that actually look? So it's very important that you have logo placement on all areas of the car for just the overall appeal of the paint scheme. They will be having another paint scheme for 2025. Let me see if I could. There's the new shirts. Dude, those shirts are clean. Look at that shirt for Logan Schuchart, though. Bro, nice freaking shirt. That's the black. Dude, even that white. They got baby blue. They got a khaki hoodie. That white, or that's more like a cream, ain't off-white? Dude, that's clean. Nice shirt. Nice shirt. I like that dark gray black. Coal, they're calling it a coal color. That's slick. Orange. Vintage white. Oh, my. But they had pictures of the, let me see if I can find them. Maybe we can't find them here. They have pictures of their newer car. That's the back of that shirt, and that's the front, by the way. So very nice shirts to match the car. But their actual season-long version, it's fine. It is new. It does look good. We just skipped that one. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. The Jason Sides, Chris Wyndham, number 7S. I mean, I don't know if it's the angle. I mean, obviously they got logos in every placement point. I kind of think the NOS logo on this sideboard at the top on the wing is kind of too big. It obviously is going to look kind of weird with the small right rear tire on it. I guess it's going in the trailer. The 7S kind of looks a little too big. I don't know if that was planned to try to change up or look like old school, because that is an old school thing, a big number. Bigger than the average number we see today. I mean, is that a scheme down the right of the car, or is it just like a big white line with a little orange line? Does that curve? Or does that jolt down there towards the rear of the car? The comments on this thing have not been very nice. Worst looking NASCAR, all kinds of stuff is in here. Not. There's some people saying it looks good. Some people saying it's clean. Some people saying it's nice. Somebody said that's the worst NOS Energy wrap I've ever seen. Somebody said it will look great in the middle of the B main. Call me crazy, but I'm not feeling that paint scheme. Somebody does think this is the best driver that Jason Sides has ever had in that car for quite some time. That, of course, caused the crazy Landon Crawley fans to come in here and start screaming and yelling. There was another angle of this car, but the picture wasn't as great. It's kind of fuzzy. See, it's not bad, but is it hand painted maybe? Like, what's going on here? Is this hand painted or is it a wrap? Because if it's hand painted, I could understand I don't know if that 7S is and see, that's something that I noticed even on this picture is anytime, and I do graphic work and have for a while, anytime you do a black number, you almost have to do some kind of light contrasting outline on it, or whatever your outline is going to look like the number from a distance. That's just what happens. And I think that's kind of what happened here, because the number just kind of looks blobby, right? It just looks huge. It looks blobby, but it has that blue outline. But this is a great example. So in this picture, we can tell that there's a blue outline around that 7, the black 7, kind of. But in this one, due to the fuzz of the picture, well, somebody didn't wipe their lens, for they clicked the picture button and posted it, which this image is from Peterson Media. No disrespect, just saying. It just looks like a big oversized 7. You can't tell that there's a blue outline around that 7. Because once again, when you do a black number, you have to do some kind of high contrasting outline if you're going to do an outline. Like it could have been just a white drop shadow and another white outline, and then the orange around it again. But I don't know if they're trying to go for an old school look. That's potentially the difference here, and why it is shocking some people. Obviously, the side of the car looks like there's maybe a jolt down there at the arm area, or behind the driver there, the pillar. There is some blue going down there, so it looks like there's basically a big giant white stripe with the blue body, and then a little orange strip in that, a stripe, and then a lined orange at the bottom, a little design at the top wing, which we're not seeing that style of a design on the wing, on the body anywhere. At least it doesn't look like from this picture. Like you're not seeing that kind of jagged edge, sharp cutback that we're seeing in this blue design down here at all. So it almost looks like the wing doesn't match the car as well. And even in this picture, it kind of looks like two different oranges. Like, doesn't that look like a darker orange? Obviously, it's probably this camera, but the wing design does not really correlate with the car design to me, versus the other cars that we're seeing here. And then the number, I don't know if they're purposely making that oversized to once again give that old school look. And the NOS energy drink, I don't know if that's purposely oversized, if both these things are oversized to kind of give that retro feeling. And then also, I think that blue outline on the black kind of just makes the whole number look bigger than it should, if that makes any sense. Any comments on this paint scheme, guys, on this Jason side? It's been one of the hottest things that people have been talking about. When you shoot victory lane photos, the checks always pick up glare. Tilt the check or move your angle. Hold on. Needs black wheels. That photo reflection. Okay, hold on. Let's see if there's any comments. Sides would definitely be a cat who would have his car hand done, old school. I mean, the NOS lettering on that car does not stand out nearly well enough, and that's the one thing I see wrong with it, and they need to make sure that sponsor is very visible from a distance. Yeah, the black 7 is weird, especially with the black outline, because the 7 is going to look bigger, and most of the time, from a distance, from a grandstand perspective, that 7 is going to look like the size of it's going to look like it's the size of the blue outline. That you have to do contrast on a dark number, and you don't need to contrast it with a reflective. If you outline that, for instance, say in chrome in your showroom floor, it may look nice, but chrome reflects, and so most of the time, chrome is going to reflect black. Simply because the dirt on the ground. So it reflects in black. Chrome is, when you're doing a paint scheme, for those who are doing it, anytime you use chrome, consider that on the racetrack as black, because it reflects off the ground. In the shop, it'll look badass. But when you go out there on the racetrack, it's just going to go dark. So I mean, when you got a black number, you gotta contrast it with a white or a yellow, or say the orange, the outline of that orange that they got on the number was the blue, and the outline of the orange was the blue. That actually would have looked kind of really nice, because then it would look like that outline kind of bleeds out from the blue design into the number. So that would have looked cool. And then the orange outline around the 7 would have made the black 7 actually stand out. So I mean, that's the only critique I got. It's just not being well accepted right now, this card. Let me try to zoom in to see a little bit better. Yeah, see, so you could kind of see how big that blue outline is on that 7. So it might look normally sized, if that black area of that number was visible. But maybe in person it's a little better, but most of the time, black and dark blue, or maybe it's lighter blue when it's not in the shade or something here. Maybe you can see it, but most of the time, black and blue blend, man. And it's hard to see whatever you're trying to stick out with that black color or that blue color. If you got a blue number and you outline it in black, it's going to look the size of that black outline. So, I don't know. Could be old school. Once again, I do think the NOS Energy drink logos are a little too big. It doesn't look compact, especially in comparison to the hood logos. And this is another one of those cars where people are assuming rent a ride. We did get some news today that a guy, the Wildenheiser or Wildenheiner or something like that, he got a 410 ride, 410 360 ride, and he's a 305 racer. Hold on, what's his name? Let me see if I can find his name real quick. Yeah, Cody Vanderheiden, a 305 racer out of Nebraska, actually picked up a weekly ride at Knoxville in 410s and 360s. And he just impressed the guy running locally, and then ran well at the Chili Bowl and picked up a ride and did not have to rent it. So Cody Vanderheiden, go check him out. But yeah, this was a controversial ride because we're seeing the rent rides come and fans are not liking that. So I don't know. Easy to critique. I mean, I don't really have any skin in the game, as they say. You shouldn't be speaking about it. Well, sorry. I guess I got skin on here on this online deal. But yeah, I mean, blue on black just doesn't go good. If that blue was the orange and the orange was the blue in the number, I think it could work. Anyways, on to the next scheme. Oh my, oh my. Look at this. Buddy Kofoy, Roth Motorsports, going back to, it looks like, traditional colors here. And this was posted by the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series today. I do like it. I think it looks good. Obviously, it's not Toyota. It doesn't look Toyota influenced. Toyota kind of had that baby blue or dark blue look. It does look like the old school Roth Motorsports, that kind of maroon red. Obviously, the TRD is still that bright red. But, you know, the white with the gray, little hint of an offset color. With that maroon, make it pop, make it stand out. I think it looks great. Looks solid. That's a solid looking race car. And it's new, you know, unlike Sheldon, who you can't really tell if it's new or not. I think new paint schemes are important. Unlike gravel, you can't really tell or not. This you could tell significantly that this year's car is different than last year's car, just on the color scheme alone. And the graphics, can we even tell? I mean, I'd have to pull up another picture from last year to see how different the graphics are. But we don't have to worry about that because we know right out of the get-go that the paint scheme has changed. The colors have changed of the paint scheme. So I think it looks clean. I think it looks smooth. No problems here. Buddy Kofoy with a nice-looking car and a chance. I think this is your potential World of Outlaw 2025 champion. It is going to be interesting to watch him, Gravel, and potentially others, Selzy, Shots maybe, and some others, duke it out for the 2025 championship. Let's see the next one. The one car that has not, at least I haven't seen a post of what their scheme is this one. I put this here because it's the question mark. Series contender, Carson Macedo, back to contenders. We left his name out for a reason. Gonna have to battle Kofoid. What are they gonna come out with? Has there been something posted to their page, guys? We're on their page right now. There hasn't been anything. Nothing posted, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing posted at all on Jason Johnson Racing. There's a lot of old shirts for sale, stuff like that. Last year's car was obviously very beautiful. That was their Knoxville scheme, World Finals scheme, I believe. But last year's car was awesome. And they're selling merch of last year's car. But nothing up yet. So that'll be an interesting car to roll out of the trailer. Tomorrow night, I do believe they have practice they have practice tonight and tomorrow. I didn't see it. Is it anywhere? Did they come for practice? Carson Macedo 2025. Has anything come out with Carson Macedo's car? Doesn't look like it. That's just an announcement. Haven't seen nothing for Rico yet either. It doesn't look like we're seeing any cars for Carson Macedo. So they must have not rolled out today to get ready. Showed up in town. So that'll be an interesting scheme when it comes out. Next one on the list. We have a video because I didn't see any pictures of Gio Scelzi. Now, is this the car they're going to show up with? Who knows? This was them doing some engine heat here recently. This was the one car I think, back to number visibility, if they're going to roll out with the same scheme. I would just like if that 18 was white. Just a solid white 18. No outline, no nothing. Take that outline away. Turn that blue that is the center of the number into a white. And even the Scelzi on the wing cap. I just think that would really make that number pop on that car. I think it would look extremely slick with the jagged edges in the blue. But if they come out with this, it's fine. It's a bright orange car. It's their paint scheme. It's however they want to do it. I'm just saying, this is another one with the number from a distance. Can you really see what it is? And then even on the tail tank, that would look clean. Tail tank, make that 18 just a solid blue 18. And then make that the wing number and the wing cap. See, if that tail tank was just a solid blue 18 and the 18 in the wing was just a solid white, no outline, and the name on the front, the solid Scelzi, I just think that would make that car just pop a little bit more, make it a little more visible for fans from a distance. That's just me, though. That's just me. What about y'all? Do y'all see anything like that? I don't know. Y'all may not even be talking. I'm going to see if he will sign a torpedo at Volusia. Wow, that's funny. That's funny. Let's see. We're almost here to the end of these critiques or these opinions, I guess. Let's see what we got. What's this next one? Brad Sweet. Oh, shit. Of course, they put this picture out of the scheme that is to come. I guess Napa's celebrating 100 years today or this year. I like it. Obviously going to a white scheme instead of the solid blue. I thought his Knoxville, I think it was his Knoxville scheme a few years ago, or was the yellow car. I thought that looked nice. I don't mind this. I think it looks cool. It's a change up once again, kind of like with Buddy Kofoid and Roth. Did the paint scheme change at all? Like the stripes and all that? Who knows? But there's an obvious change. The colors changed. Not necessarily as much as Kofoid. So, like, obviously the colors didn't change. It's still that blue, yellow, white. But the body color changed. The main color changed. And the offset, the alternative colors went with it. Obviously, it looks like more so the white and the yellow flopped, as well as the blue and the yellow. So It looks great. I think it looks good. It's new. It's different. It's Brad Sweet 2025 high limit. I believe he is going to be at Volusia based on my conversation with him at the Chili Bowl. We just have two more, and these are the two best looking schemes, I think. And this one, honestly, is the best of all, period, of all the schemes. Hunter Schoenberg, 100%. Premier Motorsports, we only got this one angle. But look at that. They went all the way. They did obviously they knew they had Hunter on there, so they did that grayscale camo. Nice little red trim on the top, red trim on the bottom of the wing, little cut down right there. This is what I was talking about with the Wyndham car. You got this design on the wing, this flat straight line up top, this chopped down look on the bottom. And then what do you got on the body of the car? You got a stripe right there through the hood, which is beautiful. Unbelievable way to use the red instead of like just a stripe on the body. Stripe it through the nose cowl of the hood. And then you got that same jot down kind of red design on the bottom. Extremely simplistic. Adding the camo, nice touch instead of just a gray or a black car. Adds character to the vehicle. Obviously, they do have an open spot on the nose wing, on the belly of it. But they got a sponsor on the sideboard, sponsor on the side. The sponsor colors match. All the sponsor colors match. The Logan matches. The Inland Rigging matches. The Murphy kind of matches. You could see a little green. But just an overall beautiful car. Looks awesome. Just looks awesome. This, in my opinion, would be the best one I've seen. But there is one more left. And what are they doing? What are they doing? So we got the Donnie Shots. The last one we got here on the show. I mean, in comparison to last year, it absolutely blows it out of the water. Last year's scheme, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This, very clean, very simple, for performance, very readable, placed in a nice position. Obviously, sponsors all over. No sage fruit. We're very upset about that sage fruit is not on this car. The apples are amazing. It's horrible that they're gone, but hey, partners come and partners go, unfortunately. Sage fruit, a guy who's been with Tony Stewart Racing and Donnie Shots for a long time. Carbagajanian on the car. Got some new Martin dude on there. Advanced Auto Parts, they got two different variations with the sponsor on the side of the wing, CarQuest. CarQuest one kind of pops a little more. I like the belly of the top wing with the three stripes. And honestly, out of all the looks I could think that this makes me recollect on, I don't know if everybody paid attention to the Chili Bowl episode we did when we talked about some of the paint schemes for the Chili Bowl. But there was one that was Ivan Stewart, I think it was, or Evan Stewart or something like that. It was the old Toyota stadium truck paint scheme. And it looked very similar to this. Maybe it didn't look similar. Maybe I'm stupid. But it gave me the vibe of a very similar look. Maybe the colors that's giving me that vibe. Does anybody remember what I'm talking about or no? Does anybody remember that car that I'm talking about? It was the Jacob Denny. Let me see. Yeah, this one. So that is the old Evan Stewart, I believe it is, or something like that. Toyota off-road truck, legendary paint scheme. And when I saw this, it gave me the same vibes. I mean, is that stupid for me to say? Yeah, it's not the same colors, but it does kind of have that same loop down from the side of the car, goes down and then across the front. To me, it looks very similar. Maybe I'm a stupid idiot and I shouldn't even be talking right now. But to me, it looks stupid. Obviously, there's 3 lines in that one. There's 3 lines in this one. This one curves. This one sharp cuts. I guess the only bigger difference is these curve, and this blue curve goes to a solid width all the way to the front of the car. And then the red and the yellow curve down into points that end and discontinue before the end of the vehicle. Whereas these, they go down, they're thicker at the back, and they go down to smaller lines. And it does look like the red's the smallest, orange is next big. It looks like the orange and yellow is about the same widths. But when I saw this car, it made me think of that paint scheme, which I'm a big fan of that paint scheme. So I like that element about it, personally. But it is cool. It's simple. It's white, very white. It's different. It's not last year's scheme. This is very presentable, very identifiable. It has an old school kind of feel to it, I think. And the sponsors stick out very well. I like how the wing works with the stripes down the wing, the stripes down the sideboard, collaborative look. How everything bases the and centers the number and the sponsor on the sideboard on top of those lines on the wing. Same thing with the offset on top of the wing with the Advanced Auto Parts logo there, and then the CarQuest logo. They offset these logos because of these lines is what it looks like. So it's not bad. Of course, it's 25 years of TSR. Looks good. But once again, I still think it does look very similar to that car, that paint scheme. But maybe that's because I gave this car so much attention. It's still one of the baddest ass looking race cars out there. I don't know, that line kind of formulating down kind of look the same. It's not the same, obviously, because like I said, the solid blue stripe all the way down, it seems to be the same thickness. You got the 2 points on the shots car, so it's not the same, but it did look very similar when I first saw it. Regardless, way better than the 2024 version. Oh, God. We ain't gonna bring that up. Let's see here. What we got for callers? The red was meant to represent his passion, the orange his determination, and the yellow his optimism. I'm guessing you're talking about Evan Stewart? Or what was the guy's name? Best logo ever. Let's see. They ripped off Williamson. They didn't rip off Williamson. It don't look like Williamson's. Williamson's completely different. Sweet's by far the best, y'all think? Heater Design does great work. He does. He's one of the best in the business, to be honest. I pointed him out like 3 years ago. Nobody knew who he was. And then all of a sudden, he took over the game. Everybody's tired of the Blackbeard stuff. The same thing. Same damn striping, just old school. Best logo ever on a sprint car. What's the best logo ever on a sprint car? Let me know. Should we do call-ins? Should we do call-ins, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, no. I figure if we do, it's going to be a late night. It's going to be a hellaciously late night. Once again, we got the suits. Velocity USA, bitches. Velocity USA. Message us on our Facebook page to get that 3-layer special. I'm just saying. Anyways, we'll try callers. Sage fruit. Sage fruit was the best. Okay. It does suck. You have a fun weekend, Chaz. It was fine. It was great. Donnie's car looks like a NASCAR logo. Very true. Very simple, very white. We talking about your mama or the car, Chaz? I'm just saying. We should sleep. Laugh out loud. I got track prep to do tomorrow. Oh, God. We should. I'm supposed to be I think I'm going to drive straight down to Volusia I may not even go to Ocala, to be honest. I mean, every time I talk about going to Ocala, I say Volusia. Like, I don't mean to say Volusia, but I say it. Are you live or done? Someone just texted me at 12:21 p.m. Wow. So, Ocala Friday or Saturday? I don't know. I feel like if you go to Volusia, you stay at Volusia. Yeah, we can call it. We'll just call it there. Everybody should go to sleep. We should end it there. I don't know. Does anybody have anything to say? Would anybody want to call in? Let's do that. Would anybody want to call in? We'll give you 20 seconds. Saw Flo asking late model driver who's better, RTJ or Bobby Pierce. Yeah, I did see that. The results say Bobby Pierce. I have to agree with Tyler Erb on what he described there. Shots car looking like Steve Kinser's car from back when. I don't know when did that happen. Did Trump tariff the Clark? I mean, it's possible. It is possible. Go night-night, Chaz. I agree. We got editing to do anyways. We're going to have to leave here pretty early in the morning. We got to fold some clothes. We got a lot of stuff. It's not like we can do this every day. We can't just, like, throw a suit on a couch and just walk away tomorrow. I got to put everything away. I got to pack stuff. So, anyways, the Chaz, message me on Facebook. Anywhere we need to go, see me at a racetrack. We can get you hooked up with these Velocita suits. If you're down there in Florida, we could hook you up as well. Let me know. Got that custom three layer, $849. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. It has been fun. We're going to put some clips out of this whole situation. For those who have joined the support here on the channel, we will try to update the things here in the description by the time we go live once again. But can't promise anything. Thanks for everybody helping out. Yeah, Mark Kinzer. He does look like the Mark Kinzer Mopar car. I agree. Yeah, if you need a fire suit, David, message me on Facebook. We can get you the best deals in the country for layered as well as embroidered or embroidery and everything like that. We can hook you up for sure. The Chaz is now an official slinger of the suits for Velocita. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, Mopar car. That's about what Donnie's does look like. Anyway, we will not be here come Wednesday. We will probably go live at any point this whole Florida trip. If you want to join the support, obviously, if you didn't see us hit the pothole and destroy a tire, we did have to buy a tire, and we're probably going to have to buy a rim. The rim that was hit is it's shaky. We got to drive 8 more hours down to Florida. Hopefully we make it in the car, 443,000 miles on it. If you didn't see us hit the pothole, there's a video here on the channel. I think it says pothole attacks or something like that. Check that out. See the drama live from 2:30 a.m. or whatever time it was that unfolded while we were here on the channel. We'll probably do another live down the road talking here tomorrow. And then who knows what we'll get into when we get down there in the Florida. Might get in a couple fights. I'm hoping not to, but it's possible. I don't care. Who gives a damn? Maybe we'll sell a suit while we're at it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure the notification bell is on so you don't miss any of our lives. If you would like to join the channel, there is a join button below as a membership of the channel. You just get everything that I care about, you know. Also, Venmo, PayPal links in the description as well. If you want to put a business to the top right of the screen like Prime, just let me know. Message me on Facebook, TikTok. I'm able to be reached at any point in time. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. As always, be sure to subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
free, not giving up, no. Don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass, a little low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass on the grass for the opo. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass, to the glass, to the bowo. Cause I'm gonna pass all you cowards with ease. And when them speeding demons come, we don't feast with the beast and the evil hunting lust. Burn your cheeks when I speak with my real passion, love. Turning all your tricks against you cause you're one and only master here.